Good evening, Sister Lara, Sister Daza. Good evening. You are
Good
welcome
evening to
to
you, ma'am.
Workplace Emotional Intelligence. While we are waiting for others, we can actually start the conversation. We are still expecting some people to join us, but without wasting our time this evening, start. Let's just start our conversation while others join us as we continue with our conversation this evening. This one we just want to see how Zoom will look like. We're contemplating of using uh, Instagram and Facebook before, but because we wanted to record, we're already recording. After the section, we share the recorded conversation. We'll be able to share with others who will not, who will not make it. We'll be able to share with them. So this good evening once again. Okay, what plays emotional intelligence? Somebody will be asking, what prompts you? Why did you choose the topic? Why did you choose this topic? Why emotional intelligence in workplace? I realized that, let me share my own experience. When I started working as a civil servant, I've worked in companies, organizations before I later, start working in education sector. So I realized that we dealt with, you see different temperament, different people, the way they reason their perspective to lives and all that, their ideology, to issues and all that. And I felt that some people, they don't have this skill that is called emotional intelligence. At a point in when I started working as a civil servant, I had a lot of issues with the way some people, you know, relate with their colleagues, especially the way the boss treated the employees and all that. And I felt, this is not, mm, this should not be happening in a workplace. And you are working, you are coming, you left your house and you say you want to come and work and you see somebody, yelling at you, talking to you like a baby and all that. Some people will cry, cry, cry and all that. So this experience, when I was thinking, I was planning, okay, what should I talk about? What should I, coming out in my counseling career? Okay, what should I let people know? You know, God just impressed on my mind that share your experience. Share your experience. I've worked with a boss that doesn't have what is called emotional intelligence. Staff will come in, whether they are sick or nothing. He doesn't care, it doesn't bother about their. So sorry for the So, like I was saying, if we want to win with people in our places of work, there is need for us to learn how to use our emotional intelligence. That is why I have brought up this topic to share in a time like this, especially during this season, you know, in our country. We need how to relate with others at work, with our boss, and especially for those who are don't just, at the stage of entering level, that just got employed, or the new entrepreneurs are just starting. I think this is a good a good place to learn and to rub minds together to share this evening. So without wasting much of our time this evening, I would like to introduce our guest speaker this evening. We'll be having on board the person of Mrs. Adekemi Adeogo. We also have Sister Adasa. I'm sorry for calling Sister Miss Hadassah Abosede Beatrice. Miss Adasa Abosede Beatrice. So you are welcome as we share this evening. I'll be inviting Sister Mrs. Adekemi Adeogo to share with us in the next 10 minutes about emotional intelligence at the workplace. Welcome with me this evening as we welcome with a with a warm, welcome as we welcome Mrs. Adekemi Adeogo. She's been a wonderful person that I met lately last year, and it was as if we've known each other for a very long time. And I didn't even know that we'll be doing something together. She's a wonderful, a pleasant woman. Let me just put that way. A wonderful person that we are related together. We have rubbed minds together. And here she is this evening to educate us, to inform us things we need to know as newly employed or as, entrepreneurs are just starting. So welcome with me, Mrs. Adekemi Adeogo. The floor is open, ma.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for having me here. Since I have 10 minutes, I'll just cut right to the chase. I believe everyone can see me and also hear me. So when we say emotional intelligence, there's also another name we call it. It's the same thing as emotional quotient. So if you're hearing EQ or EI, it's the same thing, emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. What we're talking about, especially at the workplace, since that's what we're focusing on today, emotional intelligence as regards to the workplace, is how we manage our emotions and how we also work with other people's emotions. We're able to work successfully, positively, build professional relationships, and maintain them positively at the workplace. Okay, so there's so many experiences that as professionals, as career people who work 9 to 5, we experience from time to time. During this week, I put out a post on my WhatsApp status, and was asking for was that okay, it was a video I saw online, and video was about was saying, okay, how many times you felt like giving somebody a dirty slap, something like that, at the workplace, but you have had to calm yourself down because of your salary. You know that if you give this person a dirty slap, your salary you may get sacked, and then you may lose the job, and a lot of people came back to say, Lara, I'm telling you, I can't even begin to, in fact, somebody on one of the groups that I am on said, every day I feel this way. I feel like I should maybe talk anyhow to somebody. I feel like saying my mind, or I feel like, doing a lot of things at the workplace, but I just have come to a point where I control myself and I'm able to manage my emotions. So there are 4 different key elements of emotional intelligence. Okay, so there are different schools of thought. Some say it's 5 elements, some say it's this and that, but there are 4 major keys. And the first is self-awareness. So what are we talking about here when we're talking about self-awareness? It's your own ability to be aware of your strengths, your weaknesses, what triggers you. What triggers you, whether trigger happy, trigger sad, what makes you annoyed. Some people don't know. A lot of people are not self-aware. And emotional, the first level is that self-awareness. Now, there's some emotions that you may evoke, or that you may emote at the workplace. you know, that may affect the people around you, whether your direct report or your line head or the people who work with you, and you have no idea that you're doing that or you're behaving that way. You have no idea. I'm going to give you an example. So in 2018 or 2017, one of the first coaching experiences that I had to take a particular self-awareness test. It's a personality test type. And when my results came in, when I checked my results, I realized that, wow, the results said something like, Lara, as a manager, your direct reports, when they come to you, you prefer that they come with results. I said, yes, this is true. I don't like people who will always complain and they'll come with problems. When you're coming with problems, I want you to come with at least a likely result, or say something that, you know, will get towards how then do we resolve this, not just dumping it on my table. However, the following results or the other things that this personality results told me of myself was a wow to me. The following things it said was, I'm just going to paraphrase now. It's been a long time. I can't remember the exact words. Like if you're talking to Lara, like Lara likes to think 10 times ahead. You're talking to Lara about a situation, she's probably thinking 2 + 2 and, you know, 10 steps ahead. So you need to, how am I going to put it now? Long and short of it, of the story is based on, oh, I don't listen well, and I could be a lot impatient. That was the point I picked from that feedback. It occurred to me that same morning, a direct report of mine had come to me to say, oh, Lara, this is, let me give you a report of this. And immediately this lady started talking about problems. I said, Madam, right now there's a lot on my table. Can you go and sort that out? I'm not going to hear you out on that. If you're coming with me with problems, go on with no solutions, go on. I didn't even allow this lady land. Just half a sentence, I stopped her short and sent her back. Oh yeah, go back. Oh my God. So by the time I did my personality test, I became more informed about a part of me that I didn't know. And that personality test confirmed that Lara, if you're going to be leading your team this way in an impatient manner, it's going to affect how people work with you. So after me coming to that realization, I never saw myself as that. I saw myself as a good boss, a good line manager. In fact, I just did a presentation and approved the salary raise for them. So what are we talking about? I'm accessible. They can tell me stuff, but there was still part of me that I needed to work on. And I want to let you know that when we talk about emotional intelligence, it's not a bus stop. It's not a place. It's not a destination. It's a journey that you must consistently be aware of. Yes, I was good. I was interested in their progress. I was this and that, but there was a part that I needed to improve on. I was shutting my team down, and it could affect the way they communicated with me. Okay, so I had to iron that. I'll go apologize to her and then listened to her. It wasn't until I listened to her did I realize that what she came for, what she was trying to tell me, was the total opposite. While I was comprehending A, she was talking about M. I hope you see. So number one, self-awareness. One of the things you can do, if you're saying, oh, Lara, how then can I be self-aware? What you can do is to ask for feedbacks. If you're a team leader and you're on the call, feedback such as, how can I lead you? At the conversations or the kind of questions, one of the questions you can ask the people you lead to say, how can I lead you better? I know I've been working with you for some 2-3 years now. What are your thoughts? Have a one-on-one sit down with the people that work with you and ask them, how can I lead you better? Another is by taking personality tests. There are so many personality tests. We have DISC personality test. We have, just go online and Google out personality test and take this test as honest as you can, take them. You can also get feedbacks from your friends, from your families, as regards how you either relate with them, and you will be surprised at what you find. Also, this is not a time for arguments, to be saying, no, me is a lie. No, I don't do this. Patiently, receive these feedbacks and think, okay, how can I be better? So number one key element is your awareness, self-awareness. You need to be self-aware and you need to be consistently so. All right. So the next is self-management. Okay. So now you've realized you've received this feedback. Self-management is about having to manage your emotions. You know, remember that video that went viral some weeks ago? Adibi, I know you. I give you a dirty slap. And before even the woman finished, she already handed the guy a dirty slap. That's a story for another day. But, you know, every time at the workplace, there are times that you just feel like, Adibi, I know you. I give you a dirty slap. You know, there's so many situations, so many experiences at the workplace that will infuriate you or cause you to be uncomfortable, you know, or cause you to feel different emotions enough for you to say, you know what, I'm not happy about this. However, your ability to manage your emotions, you know, is very, very key. And that's what we're saying. So you cannot be going, management of emotions also does not sit with people who get angry easily, because people feel that, oh, Lara is talking about people who get annoyed easily. They're saying I should manage my emotions. Yes, it covers that. But for some, managing your emotions may be that you are usually withdrawing from conversations. The times when you should speak out, you're always, when you should speak out, you're always running away from conversations. You don't want to be there. You don't want to have some conversations. Managing your emotions may be you coming to a realization that now I really need to speak up, whatever it is for you. That's number 2. Because I don't have a lot of time, I'll just go over it. The third is relationship management. Or social, let me talk about social awareness. So now you're self-aware, you're aware of your emotions, your strengths, your weaknesses, okay? And then number 2, second element, which is self-regulation. You're regulating your emotions. You're taking a breather when what you want to do is speak. Sometimes somebody gets you annoyed. You're taking a walk when you get an email that is frustrating you. You know, you're keeping quiet when you need to keep quiet, even though you're annoyed about something. You want to put your words right. That's self-regulation. Sometimes you may need to speak when you usually are quiet, you know. So that's self-regulation. Beyond that, there's also social awareness. That's the third element of emotional intelligence. Social awareness is your ability to be aware of other people's emotions. Because you're not an island, you're working with other people at the workplace. Your organization consists of different departments. So you're in admin department, and then you have to work with somebody in finance department. And you know how we can be in some finance organizations. You've sent your document, you've sent your every finance document for payment, and this payment has been pending. And, you know, and maybe there's somebody in that department who always delays payment. So the feelings you're getting is this person incompetent or taking, you know, so many of such feelings. Now, your ability, social awareness is you understanding the people you work with, their strengths, what are their weaknesses, and how do you communicate successfully with them? So how you speak with person A at the workplace may not be the strategy you take to speak with person B. The issue most times is that at the workplace, and sometimes for some of us managers, you want to talk to everybody the same way. Even when you have, say, 2 persons in a team, 3 persons in a team, you can find out that different things motivate them. So you need to be able to understand their strengths, understand, I mean, if you're a leader and you have a number of persons working on your team, you need to understand your team dynamics. Somebody in your team may be that very outgoing person, somebody who speaks his mind. Another person may not be that outgoing, but solid and consistent. Your ability to understand these strengths and weaknesses and how to leverage each person's strengths and how to help them maximize, this strength is key. That we call team dynamics. That's another conversation for another day. But social awareness is very important. It helps you to understand people, to say, oh, this person does not like to gets triggered. I have observed that if you talk to person A this way, this person will be triggered. If I talk to my boss this way, this is who my boss is. That's social awareness. Finance team, this is how they think. So how then do we, approach them and still get the value or get the result or get the objective that I'm trying to, achieve? I know my time is almost up, so
yes,
I'll speak about the last. Oh, my time is up. Okay, so
Yes.
the last point is just relationship management, which is close to social awareness, and it's how you build and maintain positive work relationships at the workplace. It's close to social awareness. It helps if you listen and you put yourself in other people's shoes. So I'm just going to close right there. Thank you very much, everyone, for having me.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for learning from your wealth of experience tonight. Thank you. May the Lord continue to bless you and increase your wisdom more and more in Jesus' name. Thank you for that section. I want to welcome Miss Adasa for our second section. Please, let's welcome Miss Adasa for our second speech. We have 15 minutes. So Miss Adasa, please, you help us to maximize 10 minutes, please. Miss Adasa, are you there?
Good evening, everyone. So sorry. Good evening. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So glad to be on board. Yeah, thank you so much, madam. That was a beautiful one. Thank you. I picked a whole lot. Mrs. Adekemi, am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to make my pretty face. So okay, so let's go on. All right. Mrs. Adekemi has already shared most of all we need to know about emotional intelligence.
Miss Adasa, please, can you project your voice?
Okay. Can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yes. If you can project your voice, it will be better.
All right. Good evening. Good evening once again, everyone. I am so glad to be part of this wonderful session tonight. And thank you once again, Mrs. Adekemi. You've shared most of all there is to know about emotional intelligence. So I'm just going to say a brief thing quickly. And also considering the fact that we have limited time. Okay, number one, I have my own personal definition of emotional intelligence, and that is the ability to remain human when you have every right to act like an animal. I'm going to take that again. Like, my own personal definition of emotional intelligence is the ability to remain human when you have every right to act like an animal. And the reason why I came up with this definition is because you will meet people, trust me. You will meet different people from different backgrounds, from different, financial backgrounds, cultural background, religious background, different temperaments, different personalities, different perception about ways of life. And you will always have clashes. There will always be clashes. And you will meet people who are reasonable. You meet people who are unreasonable. And when I say unreasonable, I mean people that sometimes you look at them and you'll be wondering whether God actually gave us the same brain. And it happens everywhere. You meet them in churches, you meet them at your workplace, you meet them at your, where you live, you meet them every day when you're driving to work or your body public transport, you meet them in school, you meet them everywhere. Now, the emphasis for tonight's session is actually about those who are, new level entry employees and also budding entrepreneurs. So when you are starting up on your journey to explore the profound impact of emotional intelligence on your professional success and the growth of your avenue, it is important to understand all these key things, that these people that I'm meeting, they are different from me. You will have to learn how to accept the individuality of other people. You have to understand their strengths and their weaknesses, just like Mrs. Adekemi has rightly explained. And oftentimes, before I even start talking about emotional intelligence, well, we have limited time, so I may not be able to go deep into that now. I always ensure I talk about the 4 temperament first, because when you talk about self-awareness, it has to do with, like she said, understanding yourself, understanding your strengths and your weaknesses, understanding your triggers is really very important. So when you understand the 4 different temperaments, then you will understand the individuality of everyone you come across. So you know why they act the way they do. So it will give you an edge in knowing how you're going to approach them. And at other times, it will also help you understand if you are the toxic one. Because as much as we want to talk about emotional intelligence, most of the time when we think about emotional intelligence, our focus is on other people. We expect them to act rightly. What are they doing? How are they behaving? We don't think about ourselves. We don't think about how our own attitude affects other people around us. So all those things has to be put into consideration. You know, sometimes you just have to sit down. Like I personally do a daily assessment. Okay, what I did today, okay, did I do right? How I responded to this person? Or should I have responded that way? Am I supposed to have reacted this way? You know, you should ask yourself honest questions when you are alone. You know, talking about social interactions, as Mrs. Adikemi rightly said, you know, we want to get the best from people. We want them to do things for us. But the truth is, are we available to them? Are we genuinely interested in other people? You see people reach out to you, they want you to do this for them, they want you to do that for them. But are you concerned? Are they concerned about what is actually happening in your life? Like, are you genuinely interested in people, or you are just close to them because of what you want to get from them? You know, all those things are really, really very important, especially at the workplace, in building relationship with other people. You know, one of the key elements that Mrs. Adikemi didn't mention is empathy. You know, empathy is really very important in emotional intelligence. And by empathy, you know, she made a statement that, you know, some bosses just want people to get things done. You are not concerned about what is going on in their life. You know, these days we are in trying times, especially in the country, for instance. People are going through a whole lot. Trust me. You know, many people put on smiling faces. You see them like they are happy, like, you know, they are just busy working and, you know, getting things done. But many of them are going through challenges that they are even afraid to open up to other people about, because they are afraid they are going to be criticized or judged. And if you are the kind of boss, or if you are the kind of person, your bosses go through stuff as well. So the fact that they are your superiors does not mean that they are not going through stuff. You understand? So it is important to know how you're going to relate with them. It's important to know how you're going to approach them. You know, it involves fostering interpersonal relationship, communicating respectfully, and navigating challenges, you know, in every way that you feel is right and possible. And at the same time, you understand yourself already. Like Mr. Adikemi rightly explained, you already know that these are your own triggers. So you know that you're going to hold yourself back sometimes, and don't expect everybody to be like you, especially for somebody who is new in a work environment. You know, take your time to study everyone around you, you know, beyond self-awareness, beyond self-regulation. You know, look around you, study each person's individuality, you know, and as you embark on the skill of your new entry work, or whether as a supervisor or whatever position you hold, or as an entrepreneur, you know, technical skills are perfect. They are beautiful. It will get you in the door, but emotional intelligence will propel you to new heights of success. It is like the invisible thread that whisks through every interaction, every decision and outcome in the workplace. So it is really important that you put all these things into consideration. And I won't say that any one of it is more important than the other, because they all work together. You know, all the key elements of emotional intelligence, they all work together. So it's important to know how you're going to put everything together you know, make sure that at every point in time, you know when to regulate your emotions, you know when to be aware, you know when to express empathy and all that. Then I would say this before I close. Most of the time, you know, people expect that because you're emotionally intelligent, then you should just keep quiet in the face of disrespect. No, that is not what emotional intelligence is teaching. As much as you are to respect people, as much as you are to try to appreciate the individuality of other people, as much as it is healthy to build social skills, as much as it is healthy to regulate your emotions so that, you know, things or issues don't escalate. But you should also know that emotional intelligence is not teaching you to be feeble. Yes, let me use the word. It's not teaching you to be timid. You should know when to stand up for yourself. You should know when to speak up. You should know when to tell people you have had enough. You should know when to be able to like have a strategic and, you know, meaningful confrontation with people. Because you cannot just always allow things to slide and go through under the carpet because you want peace to reign. Most of the time, that is people's perception that because you're emotionally intelligent, then you shouldn't complain. You shouldn't confront anyone when they do anything to you. No, that is not what emotional intelligence is teaching. Emotional intelligence is teaching you to be able to address all these things in a very healthy and strategic manner. You want to say something, Ma?
Yes, sorry to cut you short. Please, in the next 5 minutes or 6 minutes, this session will go off, so we enjoy others to rejoin again. Click on that link again so that we can continue the conversation. Do we understand? You can continue. When this one goes on, we will rejoin again. Just let's click on the same link. We will continue the conversation. Thank you.